What's going on, everybody? This is Al from NCAA '06 Revival, and in my previous video I went over the first half of my parachute offense. I went over my drop back passes, the tight end streak, the safety attack, and the tight end crosses. I very briefly went over my run game to complement those passes along with the play action that comes off of that, and that's what this video is about. When you combine both videos, you get the entire parachute offense, and it's very effective. So I want to cover the halfback slam and the halfback option, or my option toss. So let's click halfback slam. We'll go up against a 4-3. With your run game, with your halfback slam, it doesn't matter which hash you're at. It doesn't really make a difference. Now what's cool about the run game with this offense is that we can still use motion to our advantage. I think the defense is in man. Yes, they're in man. What I like to do in man, let's say I want to run to the left side, like I have shown here. What I can do is motion my left wide receiver square over to the right to give my running back more room to go on the left. To the defense, it looks like we're running a normal pass play because we're motioning every play. So we can just motion the wide receiver over, gives us more room on the left side. We can see if we can make a play here. Get a nice gain here. Let's see if I can make a move. That's a good play. Zoom out. They're in man. Let's say I want to run to the right. I can motion the right wide receiver over, circle. Let's see if I can make a play here. Got a few yards. Looks like they're in man. I could do the same thing. If you get in the habit of motioning around all the time with your pass plays and your run plays, it's just very confusing for the defense. Devin Cook with a nice gain there. Zoom back out. Now they're in zone. What you can do here, and let's say I want to run to the right. It's a balanced formation, so you'll rarely see any shifting from the defense. So let's say I want to run to the right. What I can do, since they're in zone, I can motion the left receiver over to the right. Now that gives me an extra man to block, hopefully. Sometimes he blocks, sometimes he doesn't. When it comes to this, you'll notice the right linebacker motion over to the wide receiver to sort of cover him. He's the one you kind of need to read a little bit. If he comes crashed towards the line, you can bounce to the outside. Or if he stays over to the outside, you can crash it up the middle between the tackles. Let's just run the play here. Not much blocking there. Okay, they're in zone. I can motion this receiver over. If I'm going to run left, give me an extra man. Let's do it again. I think they're in man, so we can motion them over. Again, you can just play around with all the motions. You don't have to motion a receiver if you don't want to. I can leave it as is. See if I can get something out of this. Not much. They're in man. I can motion the receiver over, run to the left, see if I can get decent yardage here. Just fumbled the ball there, but it was a good gain. They fanned out. I don't have to motion anybody. If I don't want to, I could just run the ball. They're in man. I can run to the right. I can motion wide receiver over, give him a little more room on the right to work with. Pick up a nice gain here. So you see all the possibilities, especially when you move a bunch of receivers around. Again, it's no different than when you're using your staple pass plays like tight end streaks. When you're motion him around, looks no different than your run play. So I think it's really neat that you're just motioning everybody around, but it's with a purpose. Just a good play there. It gets 6 points. Okay. Now let's go to my other run play that I like to use. Again, you only need 2. The halfback slam is good for inside, outside. I might try the halfback dive. Halfback dive is good against a 3-4, by the way. But let's go to the other run play, the halfback option. Let's just go up against a 4-3. Doesn't really matter. Let's just put over to the right this time. They're in man. None of the corners moved. What I could do, again, I can motion. If I want to run to the right, I can get the receiver, move him out of the way, give me more room on the right side. That's just good defense there. Let's run it again. They're in man. I can just motion him back over again. Pick up some decent yardage, a few yards. Looks like they're in man again. I could just do the same thing. I don't have to motion him over, but I can if I want. Get some decent yardage here. Nice move. He's off to the races. Trying it again. Okay, they're in zone. What you can do, I can motion the left receiver over. Give me an extra man to work with. Hopefully he can block for me halfway decent. There looks like they're in man. I can motion him over. Just run the play. That's just good defense there. Looks like they're in man. I don't have to motion. Let's run to the left. Pick up a nice solid gain. They're in zone. I can motion him over. Snap the ball. They're in zone. I can leave it as is. The zone again. They're fanned out. So I might try to go a little more vertical this time, or I can just keep it with my quarterback, maybe get a few yards. Again, you don't need a running quarterback for this offense, but the option toss is good just to quickly get the ball to the outside. As such, make a move there, a little stiff arm. We can run it again. Again, with the slam, the option, that's all the running game you need. And if you need more tips on the halfback toss or the option toss, just check out my video on my channel for it. I break it down quite nicely. Let's run this one more time. It's a good block by my receiver. Look at all this grass. And that was against zone, too. Oh, good stiff. Okay. Let's back up. So you have your halfback slam and your halfback option, or option toss. There's your run game right there. In the first video, I showed you all my drop back passes. Now, the only thing I need to show you is a couple of play action passes that complement your run game. Let's go halfback normal. And we can do play action rollout. This is one of the few pass plays that's good against either hash. With the play as is, without flipping the play, I can run it from the left more so than the right, but we can do either or. Okay, they're in man. You didn't see either corner move. We can confirm that, but yes, they're in man. My first read, as usual, is a cover zero beater. In this case, it's circle. If both safeties come up, I can dump it to him. If not, usually my triangle, my right tight end, is good about getting open against man after he does his initial blocking, or I could dump it to square. That's a decent man play. So they're in man, so let's just snap the ball. They're in, okay, it's cover zero. Let's just go deep. See if he can get underneath it. That's just good defense right there. Let's back out. Okay, they're in zone. What I like to do, sometimes if they're in cover two, I can dump it to circle. If there's enough time, sometimes I'll lob it, sometimes not, or I could dump it to square, which is good against zone. So let's just see what happens here. That's just good defense. What I was trying to do there, if you notice, back out, they were definitely in zone, but they went cover three. You see a corner go up, the safety go up, and the other corner go up. With this play, the tight end should be open. Look at all this grass over here for him to work with. If I had given it a little more time and maybe lob it a little bit more, he could have got the ball. He could have took off with it. So that's good against zone. But if you also notice, look how open square is against cover three. Again, you have options against zone. Let's back out here. I think they're in man. Yeah, they're in man, so he's our cover zero beater. If not, we'll get dump it to either one of the three options there. Yep, cover zero. Had a little pressure there, so had to roll out a little bit. Nice play. I just need to catch it. Okay, looks like they're in zone. Let's just snap the ball. You can dump it to the... Nice. Okay, let's go to instant replay for that. Zoom out. They're in zone. Shows they're in cover three with play action. Everybody comes up. Linebackers, just enough to dump it over the top to square. Had to dive for it. It was still a good catch. Okay, they're in zone. Let's run it again. Just got hit there, but the tight end was open. Okay, let's run it again. This is zone. One of the best passes in the world. Okay, now they're in man. Looks like cover zero, basically. Well, looks like he might get double teamed. I think he can get underneath it for the catch. Nice. 6 points. Back out. Zone again. This time, let's run over to the left, or the right hash. A little bit different. Against man, there's no difference. Just run your normal reads, your progressions. cover zero beaters or circle. If not, you can go to square or triangle. You can dump it to your tight end. Again, this is a tight end friendly offense. Let me make sure. Yeah, they're in man. He's our cover zero beater. If not, we can dump it to, let's try to dump it to square. I lobbed it. That was a bad throw. If I'd have done a bullet pass, he would have caught the ball, could have made a decent gain out of it. Let's see if they... Okay, it's zone. What I can do against zone on the right hash is if they're in cover two, sometimes the wide receiver, the circle, might get open between the corner and the strong safety. If not, our main route here is square. It's good against cover 2 or 3. And if you see cover 3, you could dump it to triangle, your tight end. Let's just see here. Let's just zip it over. That's just good defense there. He got a hand on it. 2 pick sixes. Okay. Okay, they're in zone. Let's see what happens here. Cover 2. I can zip it. Nice. See what happened there? 6 points. Okay. Go instant replay. They were in zone. We knew that because the corners moved around a little bit. And in a real game, you'll see your corners face you, shuffle their feet as they run to their spot. If you don't know what that is, go back to my man or zone coverage video. Cover 2. We know we had a go route, and he has just enough room right here. If you zip it to him, put enough touch on it, he can make a serious gain. In this case, it was the perfect pass. 6 points. Try it again. They're in zone. Oh, no, they're man. Both safeties came up, so we'll just dump it to the wide receiver. Here's our cover zero beater. Good defense. Another good example of everybody saying, well, the go routes or the deep ball is too easy in this game. Well, there's proof that it's not, especially if you're playing against on Heisman level. Dump it to him. It was cover 0. Zone. Dump it to our tight end. Look at this. Nice play. This is a good example. They're in zone. They were actually in cover 2 right there. If you're feeling some pressure and you don't think you have enough time to give it to square, who was wide open against zone, you can always dump it to your tight end. And he usually can get decent gains out of it, like this case right here. Let's back out. Zone. Cover 2. Let's just try to zip it to our... That's just good defense there. Okay, they're in man. This case, you see the circle being double teamed. Best thing to do is probably either dump it to square, or you could give it to a triangle. Now, if you're at home and you like to use home field advantage feature, I enjoy using it. It just makes the game more fun. If you're at home, you can just hot route square to a go route as such. Hopefully you can get decent blocking here. If not, no, just good defense. Okay, they're in zone. Looks like they're cover 2. Zip it to him. Oh my gosh, wide open. Okay, I'm glad this happened here. Let's see. Okay, sometimes against cover 2 with this play, regardless of which hash you work it off of. Oh man, it's replay. Okay, yeah, here we go. Sometimes against cover 2 zone, you'll notice they are initially in cover 2. You'll see both safeties back out, but watch this safety right here. Sometimes he'll bounce up. He'll bite on the play action. Look at your wide receiver right there. Woo, look how open he is. I threw a bullet pass. I should have just lobbed it to him. If I'd have lobbed it to him, he would have caught it and just ran right into the end zone. If you ever see that strong safety come up against zone, dump it to your circle, lob it to him, let him get 6 points. Okay, the last play I want to cover, we'll go with the play action strike. Since it's the P. Okay, let's do both. Let's do the PA counter and the PA strike. Let's do the PA counter first. Go up against a 4-3. As is, without flipping the play, I can run from the left hash. The defense is in zone. I saw both corners move around. Against zone, our only read we really need to look at is circle. Again, it's a backside post. It's good against cover 2, cover 3. But sometimes if you think you're going to have enough pressure coming at you, it's possible that triangle on his dig route could get open right above the line. If you see like a couple linebackers come up, you could dump it to him. But in this case, it's zone. We'll just go to our circle first, and if we feel the pressure, we can give it to our tight end. Against zone, a wheel route on the left or a square, it's a tough route to go to, especially on the short side, so we don't have to worry about him. Okay, let's just run the play. Nice. Notice they were in zone. You notice they're cover 3 zone. If you go back, notice we had 2 linebackers come up. The 2 outside linebackers came up. So I noticed there was an empty space right here in the middle of the field. Give it to our tight end. Just dump it to him, lob it over, let him make a big play. Or, if you notice, let's go back here. If you didn't go to him and you think you had enough time to throw, which it looked like I had decent protection, I could have zipped it to circle. Let's run it again. They're in zone. Let's just try to go to circle here. Zip it to him. That's a bad throw. That's just... Okay, they're in man. He's my cover 0 beater. 6 points. Against, let's do this. Okay, let's pretend they're in man. Against man, let's make this... Okay, they're in zone. Let's just run it as a zone play. Again, we'll look at circle if he could beat cover 2 or 3. Zone. If we're feeling pressure, we could dump it to our tight end. Not the best throw there. Okay, they're in zone. Let's just do the same thing. Dump it to our tight end. Get a nice gain. They're in zone again. I got to cast the ball. He was open there. Looks like they're playing zone again. Not the best throw. But he was open. You could tell. Look how open he was right there. As soon as the quarterback makes his motion with the play action, I try to zip it to him pretty, he's got enough room there to make the play. Just wasn't the best throw in the world. They're in zone again. Let's just run it as such. Nice. That's what we want right there. Let's go to instant replay. Look at it. Zoom out. As soon as my feet are set with the quarterback, as such, both safeties fan out, but look at my tight end. Look how open he was. I actually made the wrong read if you think about it. Both 2 linebackers came up. Just dump it to the tight end. But we still made a huge gain out of it. He was open. There's enough room right here for him to make the play. Let's run this one more time. I like to do it against man if it'll let me. Okay, they're in man. Against man, my cover 0 beater is circle. Go to him. If both safeties come up, if not, just dump it to your tight end. He's usually good about getting decent separation. Looks like it's cover 1. See if I can get some separation. That's just good defense there. Man again. Cover 1. Just dump it to our tight end if he can get open. That's just good defense. They're in zone. See if we can dump it here. That's just good defense. Good all around. Looks like they're in zone again. Did you notice against this cover or against this play? Looks like they're in zone, but they're cover 2. But look at the strong safety. I could have zipped it to my wide receiver right there, or I could have lobbed it. If I'd have lobbed it right there, it was just a bad throw. I was kind of late on it. Look how open he was. Covered. Okay, they're in zone. If they're cover 2, it's in your best interest. Just always look at the strong safety. See if he makes that little motion again. If not, I'm late on that play. I just threw it way too late there. Okay, they're in man. Cover 0 beater, circle. If not, give it to your tight end. It's cover 0, so we'll just lob it to him if I have time. Let's see if he can make a play. Good play. Okay. Let's go to the last one, and that is the PA strike. I can run it from the left hash. They're in zone. I saw the right corner move around. Against zone, what I like to do is my main read is my post route again. Circle. If you see the linebackers blitz come up, you could probably dump it to square your dig. So let's just run the play here. Looks like they're doing cover 2. That's just a bad throw. Should have lobbed it. Let's try it again. They're in man. Against man, what I like to do, you got 2 cover 0 beaters. If you got a really good tight end, you'll notice his little, it's not a wheel route, but it's basically a go route. If you see both safeties come up, you could dump it to either circle or triangle. But if you got a really good tight end, he can get really good separation. Or you can go, if there's no cover 0, your dig should be open, square. So let's run the play. Both safeties come up. Let's just try to dump it to our tight end here. That's just good defense there. Again, proof that go routes aren't always automatic. Okay, they're in zone. What I like to do, go to circle. It's good against cover 2 or 3. If not, go to my dig route if both linebackers come up. Let's run the play here. I can dump it, and that's just good defense. They're in zone again. Let's run the play. That's just good defense. I think they are in zone, yes. And if you really think you don't have very good line protection, you can always hot route against zone your triangle to a blocking. As such, I just hit triangle and R2, which I think is Y and R2 for your Xbox users. So now I can see, look at the extra blocking I have. That's just a bad throw there. That's Everett Golson for you. Okay, zone again. Let's just see if I can get decent protection here. There we go. It's more like it. Let's back out. Zone. My main route. Number 1 progression. Circle. Look how open he is right there. If I had a little more time, I probably could have dumped in my tight end right over here, but I still made the right read. He was open. I think they're in man. No, they're in zone. Let's run the play. That was good defense there. Got hit as soon as I threw it. Okay, they're in man. We go to either cover 0 beater. If not, we go to our dig. Let's just go to our dig. Just a bad throw. Let's go zone here. Got hit again. And this is, I'm glad this is actually happening. Look at this play. Nice. Woo! That's worth an instant replay. Let's back out. Both safeties came up. I felt the pressure right there by that defensive end. Thankfully, he missed me there. Notice the separation for the tight end. Look at that. Nobody is on him. Just lob the ball to him. Let him make a play. Alright, fellas. Let me just back out here. Just a nice summary to the offense. The first video was about your base plays, which is your drop back plays. Your tight end streak. Your, let's go, yes, your tight end streak. Your safety attack, that's your, like your left hash play. Your tight end streak could be your right hash or vice versa. Again, it's a balanced formation, doesn't matter. Then you can sprinkle in your run plays, your halfback option, or you could do the slam. Your least important stuff is your play action plays, because as you notice, the defenses are ruthless in this game and they can blitz you hardcore. And as long as you get in the habit of running your tight end streak, your safety attack, then you can sprinkle in your run plays. And if you notice the safety's coming up all the time, then you might want to throw in your play action plays. And last but not least, you don't need to forget your tight end crosses. This is good against your 3rd and longs. And if you're not comfortable on 3rd and long under center with ace normal, you can use a shotgun play. I mean, there's no hard rules with this offense, but just to let you know, every solution to a defense is in this offense. And thankfully, the 2 best things about this offense is, 1, the formation itself. It's balanced. You can flip plays at any moment's notice, and the defense won't know the difference. And all the motion. Motion is just fun to use. It's confusing to a defense, especially if you go up against a human opponent. You'll just run their brains ragged. It's hilarious. When you combine that and with the foundational plays of the streak and your run plays, in your tight end crosses, you have the makings of a complete offense. Hopefully these 2 videos were helpful. You can take this offense, use it, win championships with it, have fun with it, most importantly. Alright guys, talk to you later.